Welcome to the Art for Healing Project. I'm Catherine Thomas and I'm your host. We're here at Ponto Lambert studio in Sarasota and we've got a fantastic show for you today. So you stay right there and I'll meet you right back here. Welcome back. I'm Catherine Thomas, and I'm here at Ponto Lambert Studio in Sarasota. Today we are going to paint this super relaxing, easy, fun beach scene. And I don't care if you've never picked up a paintbrush in your life, this is such an easy painting. It's great for beginners, and anyone can do it. So I bet you're wondering why this show is called the Art for Healing Project. Well, everyone knows that painting can be a great hobby for some people, but here's something you might not know. The American Journal for Public Health conducted a study, and what they found out was that patients who suffered from chronic illness and disease who participated in creative art during their treatment actually experienced improved clinical outcomes. So what that means is they had improved vital signs, they needed less pain and sleep medication, and they even developed an improved outlook. So they experienced a whole variety of different benefits just by participating in art. So that's really good to know. Hopefully you're not experiencing any type of chronic illness or disease, but I want to talk a little bit more because there's something that does affect us all. Do you know what the #1 cause for illness and disease is in our country today? Stress. And none of us are immune to that. So let's take a minute and talk about stress. We all know about stress. We hear about stress every day, but stress actually goes a lot deeper than just, being upsetting to your state of mind. What happens is when you are experiencing stress, your body releases cortisol. And cortisol is intended for the fight or flight response when you are facing immediate and impending danger. So if we only had stress every once in a while, it would be no big deal because that's a natural process and our bodies are intended to recover from that. The problem is our stress is daily, and day after day after day we are just constantly bombarded by stress. So our body is pumping out that cortisol every single day. The problem is it was never intended for your body to have these really high levels of cortisol on a sustained basis. It's actually very toxic. What it does is it destroys your immune system. That's why you get sick, and that's what leads to serious disease. So, what can we do about that? Well, I think it's pretty well known that meditation is a great way to counteract some of the effects of stress. And I am all for traditional meditation, and if you're a person that meditates every day, God bless you. Then there's the rest of us. We know we're stressed out, we know we should be meditating, but to stop what we're doing, sit down and calm our minds and clear our brains of all of our thoughts for 20 minutes a day, that's just not happening. We're not wired that way. We don't know how to do it and we just never do it. So what happens is the stress just builds and builds and builds and builds. So if you fall into that category, like I do, then I have some great news for you. Turns out painting is actually a form of meditation. That's right. You can get all the benefits from traditional meditation when you paint. Your cortisol levels go down, your body releases dopamine, and dopamine makes us feel calm and happier. For me, it's like rebooting the computer. When I am totally stressed out, rather than gritting my teeth and getting through it or rolling my eyes and just powering through all my stress, I'll take time out and I'll paint. While I'm painting, I feel so refreshed. After I'm done painting, I'm better able to focus, I have more clarity, and I'm better able to problem solve, and most of all, I don't feel so overwhelmed. So here's how it works. When you're painting, you can only have a single focus, and what that means is that you literally cannot churn all your troubles when you're painting. And that gives your mind and your body a little mini vacation from the stress and a chance to recover and to heal so that it doesn't build and build and build and build and go through the ceiling. So now this is not only just true for painting, this is actually true for all types of creative activities, but I happen to be an artist, and this is a painting show, and painting is a great way to get started. So, all of that having been said, we're going to take a really quick break, and when we come back, we're going to start painting. If you like painting with me on TV, you're going to love painting with me in person. So come on down to Ponto Lambert studio and let's have some fun. You don't need any experience or your own supplies at my pizza and painting workshops. Discover for yourself how fun and easy it is to paint along with me. My workshops are small and intimate, so you can really relax and unwind. We'll be enjoying some delicious Rico's pizza and a great big salad too. So grab a friend and maybe even a little wine if you like, and let's get creative. Go to artforhealingproject.com and register today.
Hello, I'm Kelly Stewart. My husband John and I co-created Sacred Pathways Sarasota as a place to explore paths to healing and wholeness. We use spiritual bodywork practices and therapies focused through the body to clear the mind and integrate the spirit. My focus is energy work and massage therapy. John's is Kundalini Yoga and meditation. Start your journey with us today at sacredpathwayssarasota.com.
Rico's Pizzeria in Gulfgate, the place to go when you crave the only real pizza south of Jersey, serving some of the best pizza, wings, subs, and Italian specialties in Sarasota. Voted Best Pizza and Best Wings by Sarasota Magazine, and Reader's Choice for the best pizza in the Herald Tribune. Open 7 days a week for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. Order online today at ricospizzagulfgate.com or call 941-922-9604. And don't forget the cheesecake. Your family is really special. Taking care of them with the love and dignity and medical attention that they deserve can be overwhelming. You are not alone. Discover Bayshore Guest Home and Gardens Assisted Living Facility with a limited nursing services license. Not an institution, but a real home. Small, intimate, loving. Rated in the top 1% in U.S. and Canada by Senior Advisor and a Place for Mom for 4 years in a row. Make Bayshore Guest Home and Gardens your home today. At Gentle Bay Sarasota Chiropractic, your back pain, sciatica, or neck pain will be treated with effective yet gentle soft tissue therapies. Dr. Eric Winder has over 18 years of experience treating even difficult chronic pain by releasing connective tissue restrictions that trigger pain and stiffness. To find out more about Gentle Bay Sarasota Chiropractic and Dr. Winder's method of relieving difficult pain, visit gentlebay.com. So welcome back. I'm Catherine Thomas if you're just joining us, and we are going to do a nice, simple, easy, fun, relaxing beach scene. And this is a great painting for beginners. If you've never painted before, this painting is a great painting to start with. Now I'm painting with acrylics, and acrylics are a little bit different than oil. I know you all know and love Bob Ross, and I do too. But he painted in oil with a technique called wet on wet, and he was able to do his entire painting from start to finish. With acrylics, it's a little bit different. They dry very quickly. So I'm using a different technique. I use the drying to my advantage, and I build out layers in the painting. So I'm starting out right now with a canvas that I've covered with burnt umber, which is a brown. And you're probably wondering why I did that. And again, this has to do with the fact that I'm painting with acrylics. One of the things about acrylics is they are not totally opaque. So when you take, let's say a blue for the sky, and you take it right out of the tube and put it on a white canvas, it's going to just really be bright because the white canvas is going to be kind of showing through and reflecting through the paint. So I cover it with burnt umber. That's going to tone all of the colors down, make them more natural, and it also adds some texture. Now, I encourage you to go to our website, artforhealingproject.com, and join the Viewer Appreciation Club. As a member of that, after that show is over, you're going to get an email from me, and you'll have an opportunity to watch a replay of the show. And in that email, I'll have all of the supplies that we used for today's project, where you can get them, how much they cost, anything that you need to encourage you to try doing this at home. So I'm going to start painting. One of the things that I find that keeps people really from painting is if they've never painted before and they don't have any supplies, going out and getting the supplies can be very overwhelming and very expensive. So whenever I can, I'm going to show you some little tricks where you can cut corners, because if you're just starting out and you're on a tight budget, believe me, you don't have to spend a fortune on art supplies. So this is how I cut back. As it turns out, when I paint, I don't mix my colors on the palette like a lot of artists do, so consequently, I don't need a palette. So here's tip 1, paper plate. So here's my great palette. I'm going to start with the sky. I'm going to use phthalo blue and titanium white. I'm not going to mix it. Obviously, if I painted it this color, it would be midnight. And white is obviously not the right color either. But I'm going to dip my brush. I'm going to actually dip my brush right into the blue, right into the white, and I'm just going to start smooshing it onto the canvas. Woo, look at that. Looks like we're going into midnight here. So you notice that there's a lot of blue, and the blue is much stronger than the white. So I'm going to be dipping more into the white and adding white to smear it in. Now see how it's all streaky? Now that's a little too streaky, but this is what I love about this technique, and it's so unusual. But you don't have to bother making a sky blue. Now if I went over and over and over this, it would turn into one solid blue, but I like the streaks because it adds interest and texture to your sky, and in real life, the sky is not one solid blue. You know, you're not painting the wall in your dining room. So I'm adding more white. I have a lot of blue. I'm not going to need nearly all that blue. I need mostly white. You notice I'm using big, long strokes to make a nice, creamy sky. A little bit of the brown is kind of showing through, and I kind of like that. I think it adds interest and texture to the sky. Okay, now I want to add a cloud. Now we all know clouds are white, and my sky is wet right now. So if I cleaned out my brush and got rid of all the blue on my brush and used white, the second it hit that wet blue on the canvas, it would start to turn blue again anyway. So I'm not even going to bother to clean my brush. I'm just going to take my blue brush, dip it in the white, get a nice good glob of white going on, and I'm going to start making a cloud. And I like to make clouds by kind of swirling and dabbing. It's kind of something like this. Now, the first thing you're going to notice, the cloud is turning blue. For some people, this freaks them out. Don't freak out about this. Remember, we are painting in layers, and after this dries, we're going to come back in with more white. And this is just going to be the undercoat for the cloud. And when we add more white, it'll really start to pop. Now I just kind of have an idea where my cloud is going to be. I'm not going to fuss over it. I've done this 1,000 times, and no two are ever the same. It's however the paint falls on your brush. So now we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to drop in the water and the sand. If you like painting with me on TV, you're going to love painting with me in person. So come on down to Ponto Lambert studio and let's have some fun.
You don't need any experience or your own supplies at my pizza and painting workshops. Discover for yourself how fun and easy it is to paint along with me. My workshops are small and intimate, so you can really relax and unwind. We'll be enjoying some delicious Rico's pizza and a great big salad too. So grab a friend and maybe even a little wine if you like, and let's get creative. Go to artforhealingproject.com and register today.
Hi, my name is Heidi Korsch, and I help people with their physical and emotional pain. My clients experience profound changes and elimination in chronic pain, back pain, shoulder, neck pain, whatever it is you can think of. So if you are that person that has tried many things and is still in agony or not completely satisfied, I invite you to try my energy technique. Results are felt quickly. I offer a free mini session. You got nothing to lose. Please call, make your appointment, and remember, you got one body to live in. So keep it healthy, keep it strong, and keep it balanced.
Okay, welcome back. So we have our sky. It's actually still a little bit wet. It does need to dry before we can go back in and do the cloud, but while we're waiting for that to dry, we're gonna start doing the water. So this is a nice beach scene. We got sky, we got water, we got sand. Very easy. I promise you can't even mess this up if you tried. So to do the water, here's back my fancy paper plate. I've added phthalo green and unbleached white. I'm going to go back into my blue and I'm going to make the water line. For the water line, I'm going to do straight blue. Make it nice and dark. Now if I had $1 every time someone told me they can't paint a straight line, they can't draw a straight line, I would be rich. So guess what? I can't either. And I'm just doing this by eye for the show. If you don't like your straight line, that's why God made rulers. Use a ruler and make a nice straight line. So the water is nice and dark. I'm going to start to introduce this phthalo green, which by the way is my favorite color and I love it because this can turn my water into kind of Caribbean water. So I'm adding a little of the green. Now it's still pretty dark, but you can already see how it's more of that Caribbean color. I'm going to mix a little blue in there because, I kind of want it to look natural. And now I'm going to start adding some white in with this green. And look what happens when I do that. And then all of a sudden, you've got a nice Caribbean water going on here. Little green, little white. Notice I'm still going left to right. The reason for that is that's the way the water is flowing, left to right. So you don't want to go up and down when you're painting water. You want it to be kind of natural. Okay, now it's time for the sand. Now, so far we've done the sky, the cloud, the water, and I have not cleaned my brush once. Now I need to clean my brush. So I'm going to clean it out really good because that blue can really take a lot. I'm going to use the unbleached white and I'm going to start over on this side where it's dry. My water is still wet here, so if I start putting my sand right here next to the water, it's going to get blue back on my brush. So I'm going to start over here and I'm just going to start painting in the sand. Now what you're going to notice is that it doesn't totally cover and the brown does still kind of show through. Now if I painted it really thick, I could probably cover the brown up if I wanted to, but the truth is I really don't want to. I like it showing through because it adds texture, and then I kind of like to go like this so it makes a natural sand kind of texture. This is a Siesta Key, by the way. We got nice white sand here. Okay, so now I'm coming up to my water. My water is still wet, but you know what, that's okay. Because when I drop that sand in, I kind of want the two to blend together and kind of make a soft water line. So I am going to end up getting a little bit of blue on my brush, and that's okay. Because the water is coming up on the shore very gently, and it's not completely opaque. What I'm doing here is avoiding that look where it's, okay, here's where the water ends, here's where the sand starts. I want to make like a really nice soft transition where the water is just kind of coming up into the sand. Now you're going to notice I actually got a little too much blue on my brush. I might have too much in there. I might even need to go back later and fix that, but I don't really mind. Part of the fun is the way the paint just flows on its own and kind of has a mind of its own. I'm going to clean my brush out again because I did get a little too much blue on there. I'm going to go in here and texture the sand a little bit. I'll probably go back in maybe with a little bit more of unbleached white, cover up a little bit of that blue. I think I got a little too much in there. But there we have our water and our sand and our sky. Now guess what? It has to dry. So we're going to let this dry, and when we come back, we're going to put the second coat on the cloud. We're going to add a couple nice little seagulls, put a few waves in there. Bing bang, we're done. I'll see you back. If you like painting with me on TV, you're going to love painting with me in person. So come on down to Ponto Lambert Studio and let's have some fun.
You don't need any experience or your own supplies at my pizza and painting workshops. Discover for yourself how fun and easy it is to paint along with me. My workshops are small and intimate, so you can really relax and unwind. We'll be enjoying some delicious Rico's pizza and a great big salad too. So grab a friend and maybe even a little wine if you like, and let's get creative. Go to artforhealingproject.com and register today. At Gentle Bay Sarasota Chiropractic, your back pain, sciatica, or neck pain will be treated with effective yet gentle soft tissue therapies. Dr. Eric Winder has over 18 years of experience treating even difficult chronic pain by releasing connective tissue restrictions that trigger pain and stiffness. To find out more about Gentle Bay Sarasota Chiropractic and Dr. Winder's method of relieving difficult pain, visit gentlebay.com.
Hello, I'm Kelly Stewart. My husband John and I co-created Sacred Pathways Sarasota as a place to explore paths to healing and wholeness. We use spiritual bodywork practices and therapies focused through the body to clear the mind and integrate the spirit. My focus is energy work and massage therapy. John's is Kundalini yoga and meditation. Start your journey with us today at sacredpathwayssarasota.com.
Rico's Pizzeria in Gulfgate, the place to go when you crave the only real pizza south of Jersey, serving some of the best pizza, wings, subs, and Italian specialties in Sarasota. Voted Best Pizza and Best Wings by Sarasota Magazine, and Reader's Choice for the best pizza in the Herald Tribune. Open 7 days a week for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. Order online today at ricospizzagulfgate.com or call 941-922-9604. And don't forget the cheesecake. Bayshore Guest Home and Gardens assisted living facility with a limited nursing services license, working hand in hand with visiting doctors, psychiatrists, hospice, and continuing physical therapists, with 2 nurses on call. We accept long-term Medicare waiver and veterans benefits. We accommodate couples. We have short-term respite care passes. Rated in the top 1% in U.S. and Canada by Senior Advisor and a Place for Mom for 4 years in a row. Make Bayshore Guest Home and Gardens your home today.
Okay, welcome back. So here we have our painting. We're nice and dry. Something you need to think about is it's good to step back and take a look at your painting. It's very hard to paint from the side like I'm doing. So I discovered during the break that my waterline was really crooked, so I straightened it up a little bit. Now we're going to add some embellishments, and believe it or not, this painting's just about done. That's how easy it is. So this time I'm going to use an angled brush. And the thing that I like about this brush is if you hold it this way, it makes a nice fat line. But if you turn the brush, you get a nice skinny line. And I use this for my thin lines almost all the time. So I'm going to add a seagull, and you're going to think I'm crazy, because we all know seagulls are white. My seagull is going to be black. But hang in there with me, because it's eventually going to be white. So, you know, a seagull is just a little smush in the sky. A little flying V, if you will. Let's put a couple of those in there. I think I put one more over here. There is a reason that my seagulls are black. Those are gonna dry. While they're drying, we're gonna go back to our cloud. So now I'm gonna go back to my big, easy brush. This brush, my round brush, is another area that you can save some money. Because this brush, I use this brush all the time. It's such my workhorse. I call it Big Roundy. And I do a lot of my backgrounds with this brush. This is a kid's brush. It came out of the craft section at Walmart. Now, I'm not saying that good brushes are worth the money, but you can do a lot of nice stuff with really cheap brushes. So when you're first starting out, you don't need to buy all of the gadgets and all of the high-end fancy stuff. So I've got my round brush, and I'm going to go back into the white, and I'm just going to make some dots on my clouds. I'm going to kind of dab it, kind of smear it. Now I'm not going to totally cover the cloud with white because that'll defeat the purpose of having the blue under there. But you'll notice that now all of a sudden the cloud has texture and depth and it's kind of three-dimensional. I'm going to smear it a little bit. I'm going to do some dabbing. I'm just going to, clouds are fluffy, they're streaky, they're all kinds of things. Streak it over here a little bit just for no apparent reason, because I feel like it. And now all of a sudden, look at this cloud, and having that blue behind it is what gives it the depth and makes it magical. I love painting clouds. I could do clouds all day long. Okay, so now we're going to switch brushes. This is exactly like, well, actually this is the same brush that we used before. I'm cleaning it out because we're not using black. I'm going to use a small angle brush. I'm going to use the white. I'm just going to make a little bit of foam and a little hint of waves in the water. Now, I'm not going to go crazy. This is not Hawaii 5-0, but this is just, a little along the edge. Put some over here, kind of in the distance. We're just giving kind of the impression of a little bit of some wave action, but nothing. I don't like to do the whole outline like that, and yes, there would be a lot of foam, but I just want to keep it, I don't want it to be a distraction. Just want a little bit of waves going in. So now, I don't know if my seagull's dry. This one is dry. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over the seagull with white, and look what happens. Now the seagull needs to be dry. This one is still wet, but this one's already dry. And I'm just going to kind of do the same thing as I did before. But when the black, oops, I almost put too much on my brush. When the black shows through, all of a sudden you have a really cool bird with a little bit of texture and dimension. This one is still a little bit wet. It might smear a little bit. This one will be more gray. And there we have it. We are done. This is the part of the show where I get to thank you, the viewers, for making this show a success. Art is meant to be shared, and I want to share my art with you. So 2 viewers this week are going to get a special package in the mail, and it'll either be a painting or a gift certificate from me.
This week's winners are Rose Manuco and Kim Hessling. Go to artforhealingproject.com and join the Viewer Appreciation Club to automatically be entered to win. Also, if you'd like to get a weekly text reminder from me an hour before the show begins with a photo of this week's painting project, text the word PAINT to 797979. That's the word PAINT to 797979.
That's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you would like to do this painting with me, I'm going to be doing this painting all month long at my studio. So go to artforhealingproject.com and register to come on down and paint with me. Otherwise, I will see you next week. Have a great week.